welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About Sex. I'm your host, Nay, Big Booty Nay to be exact. Um, and here with me, I have the fabulous Justin, Tevin, and we have somebody new joining us today. And I'm actually excited to hear their opinion. And it's not because I think they'll agree with me, but Mel. So, Justin,
Hey y'all, I'm Justin. I know y'all used to in this space, but folks don't know me. I'm Justin. I'm one of Nay's besties, the only one.
not one and then say the only one. Oh, wow, gonna let him do that to you, Tevin?
Mm, well, I'm gonna let Justin have his shine. I got dragged here again today. I'm Tevin, and I'm just here to see exactly what's about to go on. It's gonna be fun.
Amen.
What's up, people? All right, so it's Mel here. I guess I'm new to this group. I'm loving the vibes already, so it's been dope. Bringing some more Aquarian energy here. We here to be open and free, so I'm ready to just let it go. Let's just let it go.
Period. You heard that, y'all, too, right? Open and free.
The shade is real.
Anyway, today's topic is one that I have been battling with throughout my whole dating history. Is do sex matter in a relationship? To me, as someone who 9 out of 10 times in relationships faked it with people, to me, no, it doesn't, because I end up faking it anyway. So, I mean, does it really actually matter? I don't think so. But then again, I'm not the one with the whack pussy, so I don't know. Let me ask you guys: do you guys feel like sex matters in a relationship? Justin,
Yeah, yeah, sex matters in a relationship. Because my thing is, if we ain't doing no sex, are we doing anything physical?
yeah, you can hold hands, you can kiss. We'll get into it. We'll get into it. Kevin, do you agree with Justin?
Not at all. Just the short answer before we go into anything else. No, it just there's a whole lot more that goes into it than just that aspect. So
Now, do you agree with Justin? Does sex matter in a relationship?
No, I don't think sex completely matters in a relationship. Let me clarify that, of course, it's a stepping stone to get to, but as far as it being the main course meal, no. No, there's so much more to be had. I think that there's so many other main courses to have on the plate. Sex can be the dessert.
See, I like something that you said. You literally said the main course because I did ask a couple of weeks ago, hey, does sex matter in a relationship? And a lot of people was just like, yes, because if my man is not pleasing me correctly, he gotta go. And I'm just like, what about the emotional aspect? Like, but then again,
Exactly.
I'm a woman who, out of all my sex partners, I say only two of them please me outside of women. So I'm just like, it, one of the best like sex partners I had in a relationship turned out to be an ain't shit man and cheated on me and gave me something. So I'm like, does it really matter? Like, I think in a sense it matters in the form of, sad to say, there's a lot of women, if they're not getting good sex from their partner, they're going to go out to somewhere else to get it, which will cause them to cheat. But I'm a pull a Justin who asked me this when I was like, I'm no longer fucking virgins. Can't you just teach your partner? You can teach, but at the same time, I'm a bitch that say we too grown to be teaching anybody anything. Um, I I I agree with you, Mel. I don't think like in that sense of being the main course, sex should be the main course. I feel like personally for me, emotional stability is higher up there for me than the sex being amazing. because you can learn, or you can get a fucking rose. It's like $15.99 from Amazon. I like that
You
better
said
than
the keyword a rose. What about for the men? What can they get that exactly? We don't got no clue as no rose, to my knowledge.
Justin. Justin, I can't speak about fucking men because I don't fuck. I do fuck men, but in the sense the way you fuck men, I don't. So I can't answer you in that question. But pussy's not wet.
Well, I mean, okay, also though, let me say, so the reason why I am on the side that it's not important in the relationship when it comes to what Justin just said, in regards to like what can we do, like what can you do as a guy? There are many things, even beyond a fleshlight, like, step outside of your comfort zone, play with a dog, get a dog. You can get something that's very silicone, that has the feel, it has the weight. It'll come shipped the specific way. You can doll it up the way that you want. If you want a guy on Monday, keep him bald. If you want a chick on Wednesday, throw a wig on that bitch. Like, you can make it happen.
I feel like you kind of know a lot about these dogs.
I I played around a little bit. I'm not afraid to admit that. I like to play. I think the reason why I've been on the side that like it's not as important is because it just like not having that set as the main course will allow you to step into such a like another world, a different field to like see different things. You experience stuff, play around with dolls, experiment with different fetishes if you want to. There's a whole furry community I've been a part of. I've loved that, like
They
you
too
can.
expensive.
What's a furry?
Furry,
Justin, did you? A furry is a furry.
a furry
Yeah,
is someone who wears a fur
A
costume
fur costume.
create or they either create or they buy and they live some of them live their lives as a furry. Like they live their life in a costume.
Mm-hmm.
They date people in other costumes like that and like
yeah, you take the anthropomorphism from it, meaning like the animalistic quality, and you create your persona. You create more of like the emotion, the mentality, the personality of that furry, whichever one that you feel speaks to your soul. And you allow that to navigate where you're, where you land in a relationship, how you bond with another person.
exactly. I feel like Justin will someone be interested, but we'll talk about that later. No, that is a key. Yeah, no, I feel like personally for me, as someone who lost their virginity, like graduating high school to a guy, I like I said, it's different for women. At least 90% of women will not experience the big O throughout their lifetime of having sex. So I just don't see what the importance of sex is to people, to be honest. When y'all know how like Whitney Houston was like crack is whack. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like the bitch who be like dick is whack. I just it's whack. I'm not about to be out here fighting people in the streets for some dick that don't scratch an itch for me.
But
I'm
it's
not.
one of those things. If you experience good dick,
Oh,
would you feel differently?
I did experience good dick, bitch. I was getting rammed by a 9.5 inch all motherfucking summer, bitch. I was experiencing good dick. And I wasn't fighting no hoe over that dick, even though he was cheating. Found out after the fact, but still. I feel like I'd rather fight over a man who is feeding my mental and my soul over a man who's giving me good dick.
See, you a good one because I ain't fighting over nobody. If you think you can have them.
That's a
so
different
if it's good
conversation.
mind and good dick, you down to rumble.
Okay, when I say rumble, I don't mean fist fight, because I ain't fisting fighting nobody. No, something you must not know about me, baby, is I have 18 plus siblings. What I look like fighting somebody? And I'm in the middle. I'm the sixth child. I got fighters, don't get me wrong. You touch me, I fight gangbangers, so bitch, you touch me. I got the hands to fight back. But for me to fight over, okay, physically, I'm not fighting over no man. I don't think nobody walking this god-forsaken green earth is worth to tussle over it. But mentally, word for word, oh, I'm gonna make you wish your mama would have swallowed you, bitch. Over my man, my man, my man. Yes, but depending on which my man, my man, my man it is. Because if we're talking about the man, the man, the man from this summer, 6'4" chocolate afro. Oh, I'm not arguing or fighting nobody over that man. Good dick or not. No, good dick or not. I'm sorry. Because three things, three things I require to feed my mental, my body, and my soul. And if the only thing you can feed me is my body, nigga, what am I fighting you? I got a toy that is $15.99 that I charge for 15 minutes that gives me an orgasm and guaranteed squirting. Why am I fighting over you? You can't do either. I'm sorry. No. But like you said, Mel, if they feed my mental in my body, oh yeah, word for word play, oh yeah, I'm breaking somebody down over that. I'm sorry. Because it's hard to come by. I can't speak for the gay community or the bi community, but as a bi woman, to find a man, like not a woman, but a man who can feed your body, your soul, and your mental is hard to come by. So no, if I get it, I'm not coming off of that shit. You think you can have it, but let's see, can you? Because now not only you got to deal with him, bitch, you got to deal with my crazy ass. Do you really want it? Is it really worth it? Because the way he treat me is not gonna be the way he treats you. So now you got a different side of the person, and now you want to boo hoo. I thought you were different, bitch. He's different to me, not to you. Give him back, bitch. This is not swiper, no swiping, no, bitch. I'm gonna make sure your mama, you would have wished your mama swallowed you. Go find your own soul snatcher, bitch, not mine. It's too many men out here. No, no.
So let's go around the circle though, real quick. When was everyone's like? How old was everyone's first time? When did everyone lose their virginity? Because that does make a difference, I think, when it comes to um the view, like how you feel regarding sex.
My question is, as a bi woman, are we talking man or woman?
Oh, either way, whatever you want to do.
Well, for me, I lost my virginity to like a girl in sophomore year of high school, and then I didn't have sex with a boy. God forbid, I wish I didn't do that shit. Not into my senior year, like so I was like 19. So yeah, I didn't have sex with a guy until I was like 19.
Did you have an idea of it based off of like what you saw in movies or when you watched porn? So you had an idea of what it should have been or was supposed to be?
Okay, so as I mentioned, I have 18 plus siblings, right? And none of them really talked sex with me. And like growing up, that's why I created this podcast because growing up, whether I was in foster care or living with one of my parents, talking about sex to females have always been taboo.
Hmm.
It has always been taboo. So my siblings never talked to me about sex. It's just I would hear their stories. So I just didn't. Yeah, no, I didn't know going into it. I just knew it would be painful. I didn't know what to expect, and the longest I thought it was okay sex, you know. But the more I
Hmm.
had sex, I was like, this wasn't all that. Yeah.
I was 14. I was 14 when I had my first time. And I didn't really have an idea on it because even though like at that time, porn and stuff like that was going around the neighborhood, everybody was big on Buffy the Body, everybody had a pinky, everybody wanted to talk about Mr. Marcus and stuff like that. So it was like it was the thing in the neighborhood. But I didn't really I didn't really like look at it like how it my expectations about how it was supposed to be done. I think that everyone was like, "Did you get a nut? Did you get that nut?" And I was like, I didn't get that nut from what you thought I got that nut from. And so that would I think my way of like challenging that person, like, can you make me nut the way that you say that you supposed to nut then? And so one thing just lead to another, and next thing you know, we messing around. We just how the house go. We we tearing the fucking bed apart. And yeah, so I got my nut and it happened. I was like, I was 14 and I was like, damn, like that's how it's supposed to be. So that just kind of sparked it for me going from there. But even then, though, it was just more so based on, like seeing how it felt, just that physical part. There was nothing leading up to it. There was nothing that really said like that you need to be touched like this or you should be touched like that or let someone do this to you to see how it feels. Until I
Correct.
got older and learned that, sex is a lot more complex than just getting that nut. That nut that everybody wants. It's much more complex than that. And so yeah, that was that for me. What about y'all, Tevin?
So I was 14 as well, and kind of like the same types of situations, but it was more so that hey, everybody was doing it at this point. So what? So what? Um, and kind of one thing led to another, and then hey, now you're going to talk about it. And it was more so at that time everybody talking about it, but was everybody actually doing it? Because once you get those conversations, you're like, that's not what I experienced at all. So are you sure? So that's
I,
kind of where
that is so
it went through.
That is so true. So what I did take from that is a lot of people, like I said, we watched the porn DVDs and videos and stuff like that would go around and everybody was talking about what they did or how it was supposed to be. But when you actually do it, you realize that it is different. It's not exactly what they say. So when you go back to that table or you have those conversations with those people, they didn't really experience that exact same thing that you experienced. And so that's when you
Exactly.
learn it. Like, a lot of them were really just talking the talk. They weren't walking it. So all of those people that I was like, I'm trying to be cool to like fit in and do all this stuff with them, I actually end up being the first one in my group to actually experience or actually do it. And I'm like, they didn't even know what they were talking about. So now I gotta learn not just for me, but for y'all motherfuckers too, because y'all don't know how to do it.
Exactly.
See, me, I was 13 for my first time. It was not like what I expected it to be. It was wax sex.
That's why
They was doing.
y'all are crazy. I that young? I
Hey, you said you were a sophomore.
with the
That's
girl.
what
With the
that's
girl. With
still.
the girl.
You was
Please.
still young.
Please. I was getting my coochie ate on my sister's countertop, okay, for Valentine's
And
Day.
Not
Oh,
on
Hey,
the countertop
please.
on Valentine's Day.
coming is coming. There is no set way. Coming is coming. However you came, you came.
Yeah, but I can't say nothing because like boy wise, I won't lie. I think I tried it my sophomore year or junior year. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Whoever watches this, don't say shit. Don't come into my inbox to repeat what the fuck I said. Unless your mama ain't got no edges. A bitch was scared of dick for the longest. I would talk the talk and then I would see and I'd be like, that's not fitting to me. I think the fuck not. And that happened twice before I lost my virginity finally. And I was like, fuck it, go ahead. And the only reason why I lost my virginity when I was 19 is because I was going to college and my aunties was just like, my aunties and my nieces, because my nieces were older than me, were like, you need to drink and you need to have sex. So when you go to college, you won't be wilding out. Like, we need you to be prepared instead of being like a wide open fucking virgin, tasting alcohol for the first time, having sex for the first time, and wilding out. And they were spot on because my freshman year, I think I only had sex with one person my freshman year. Way I one person. And my tolerance for liquor now is a bitch be mixing Hennessy and Patron and being fine. So the bitches weren't wrong when they said to do it. I just wait. I'm not somebody that's like, I wish I would have waited to marriage to have sex because I would really cry if I got married to somebody and was whack, and that's all I'm supposed to know. Because now I gotta conform to what like whack dick. I just wish I knew about foreplay besides sucking somebody's Peter Wacker, you know? I wish I would know about foreplay for myself. I'm still learning about foreplay and what I like. But yeah, no. Y'all 13 and 14, I feel like boys and men or men in general tend to lose their virginities earlier than women. because of the stereotypes of my siblings and my cousins are so, oh, they're fast, or they hang around boys, or they have sex with boys. But then you have my cousins being 10, 12, 13, 14, running trains on girls. And I'm just like, nobody gonna talk to them about this? They not some boys? But y'all just gonna look at us as girls. So I think that's why I'm just appalled by the ages y'all be losing your virginities, because I'm just like, no.
Society does definitely show a difference when it comes to boys and girls, and even breaking it down to like um, regular boys compared to gay men, and then like regular girls compared to gay girls. Like there's an even bigger difference in the way that it happens. And I think that when it comes to gay men, I think we end up learning more of the foreplay aspect as a as opposed to like the regular straight man. Like we would learn it a lot faster or a lot sooner and accept it than they would. I think the same thing goes with like gay girls. The lesbian girls learn foreplay a lot younger or sooner than the average straight girl does. So when it comes to learning how to please the partner, when people always say like, no one can suck your dick better than a guy, or no one can eat your coochie better than a girl, it's true because it has been experimented, because they've learned or they've understood what foreplay takes in order to get your body warmed up, your own body. So if you can warm your own body up, of course you can warm up the other person with no problem at all. The problem is getting that to translate between straight male, straight female, so that when it comes to sex in general, everybody understands that there's a whole playground. There's a wide ass playground when it comes to it. Just understanding the body, understanding the mind, even beyond teaching, right? Like just seeing how a body reacts or responds when you touch it, seeing what happens if you lick it, seeing what happens if you whisper or you say certain things, how certain senses spike up. Like there's so much to play around with that people didn't really go into like deep detail at that age. So now that we're younger, it just throws it off. I think that we're all still learning. We're all still understanding what the body does, how the body reacts.
You know what? I agree, because up in, like, what I said, up until a few years ago, I didn't know I had like a voice kink. I'm a person who can talk about sex all day, but and so people consider me to be horny, but I really can care less about sex. I can go 3 years without sex and be fine, right? But certain voices be getting it. Listen, you can be the most ugliest fucking person ever and have the most attractive voice for me and not be ready to get on my knees. Don't judge me. It, listen, is there something about voices that just
Okay. So everybody here has had phone sex or they have experimented with phone sex in their time.
I wish I didn't. I wish
It
I
was
didn't.
what?
We all have though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sadly.
Yeah.
And so be honest, how many of you actually had phone sex through words of voice without actually doing your part of having sex? Like you're telling them what you're doing, but you're not actually doing it. Have
I
you done that?
definitely have.
I'll be rolling my eye. I used to roll my eyes. I'm like, yeah, just a whole whole phone sex operator rolling my eyes. Because why are we doing this? At that point, we could just
See,
fucking FaceTime.
so that goes into the aspect of the voice, right? Like even if you don't have that person there or you're not actually like doing it to yourself, like that voice, whatever stimulating in that voice for you is what is comforting your mind, where it's taking you there visually, but you don't have to do it physically.
You gotta. I feel like
And
for me to actually be into phone sex, I fuck the voice. The voice can be attractive. I actually have to be into the person. I just have to. I just I can't just be doing phone sex with somebody. That's why I signed up to be a phone sex operator, but I was like, I can't do this shit. Mm-mm. Because I'm gonna get annoyed. I was like, I'm gonna get annoyed. Because then men, I don't know if it's straight men or what, they're just like, oh, you like that? I'm like, yeah, and I just roll my eyes. I really do. I really listen. I think at this point I had my enough threesomes with people, fucking on people's boyfriends. I just realized I really have to be into somebody mentally for me to want to like have sex with them. And I think that's why like it's not high on my fucking list in a relationship. You know, if your sex is whack, your sex is whack. It's okay, Bookie. I got a toy that I guarantee squirt with. It's okay. It's as long as your personality is there, it's okay. Which I need to stop doing that because a bitch still get cheated
But
on.
even then though, right, you still have other things. Like if the dick don't work, let's see what the tongue do. If the tongue
Oh
don't
no,
work, let's see.
baby, no, no, Mel. Let me tell you something, babe. Let me tell you something. Nobody is eating this coochie unless it's a woman. Why? Before you tell me like I'm crazy, this is why. The first time it was whack. So I was like, you know what? Maybe it's because the age of not really knowing, right? So then I did it for the second time with the married man. Before people judge me, who was also powerful, okay? And I really wanted the wife instead, but she was home with the newborn baby. So I took the husband. And the dick went flat. He blamed on the Hennessy, whatever. So tongue action, he was eating it from the back. I had to write this man's face because it wasn't giving. Mind you, I was like 22, 23 at the time, and he was like 27, 28. Sir, you're married. You should know better. You should know better. That was three strikes out. Since then, I'm just no. The third strike was when my ex boyfriend, me and him argued because he was a virgin, but he was eating pussy. All women's coochies taste like pennies, and I was like,
Tastes like pennies.
pennies,
Oh, you
copper,
know what that is.
copper, and I was like,
Yeah,
as a bitch
you
who
know what
got
that is.
as a bitch who got pussy. Only time I ever smell copper down there is when I'm about to start or in my period, and that's why right before I start my
Exactly.
and that's why I like literally I just changed my whole fucking birthday trip for this year to fucking South Carolina because at towards the end of it, a bitch will be in her period, and I'm trying to get dick down. And I was like, this ain't happening. Changed it all around. 3 days before my period and 3 days after my period, I don't have sex because if I can smell it, I know other people can. Fuck them. So you're telling me, Mister Virgin, compared to a bitch who's been eating pussy since sophomore year, all pussy supposed to taste like copper? Oh yeah, that's strike three. I was like, no more men can give me head. At this point, all y'all are xed out. I don't care. I don't care if you got a tongue from here to here. I feel like it's gonna go wrong. I just so no. So no, even though the dick don't work, no tongue, no tongue.
But
You know
put
what?
it to the test though outside to see what it can do externally, right? Like so grab that rose and let's see what that tongue do on that rose. If you can play with that rose, then you can play with me.
No, because listen, not even that because I just realized I was dating a guy who was 39. No, is Donna 39? Because Donna about to be 40. No,